week on 49ers Sac-Hi Sports. The 2022 year has come to an end. Now it's time to celebrate the best of high school sports from across the section. We'll revisit exciting finishes in football, basketball, baseball, and more, including the St. Mary's and Whitney baseball playoff game.
We'll take a look back at our inspirational stories from the past year. Remember Jaden Knox from Mountain House, and we'll break down the top 10 plays of the year. 49ers Sac-Hi Sports starts right now.
Welcome to 49ers Sac-Hi Sports. I'm Aubrey Tolliver.
And I'm Robert Bronstein. Happy New Year, everyone. We'd like to ring in the new year, recapping the best games, stories, and plays of 2022.
That's right. We start off the show with the Division 5 section title game in football played on November 26th. The do-or-die game coming down to the final seconds with the winner moving on to the NorCal Championship and the loser going home.
Sonora cheerleaders looking on as the Wildcats and Escalon Cougars meet the D5 finals. Let's get to it. Escalon gets on the board first. Donovan Rosevink with the play fake, and that buys in some time to connect with Jamin Miller for a long 64-yard touchdown pass. Down the sidelines he goes. Cougars lead it early. Sonora responds. Audie Peoples with the inside handoff, and he busts free from the line. He will not be stopped. This one from 30 yards out, we are tied up at 7. Sonora takes the lead here on this 1-yard run by Adam Kunrau, and the Wildcats lead 14-7. Second quarter, Escalon ties the game up at 14 on this 1-yard score by Riker Peters. Sonora takes the 21-14 halftime lead on this short run by Peoples, scoring for the Peoples of Sonora. Third quarter, Cougars with the ball, and Rosevink in the gun, draws back, and he unleashes this bomb to Owen Nash, who's wide open, streaking down the field, and he's in from 55 yards out. Game tied at 21. With the minute to go in the third quarter, Sonora back in the end zone. Peoples doing it well. He represents the Wildcats, who straight out of Tuolumne County. With under 4 minutes to go, Sonora with the lead, up late by 7. Wildcats go to the air. Bad news as it's picked off by Logan Anderson Escalon, and he's making a pick 6 house call. He's in. PAT good. Game tied. Somehow Sonora needs to respond, and they do it in a big way. They give it to Bryce Nicholson, and he finds the hole, and he hits it with authority. Bryce Nicholson breaks free, and he's gone. An 86-yard touchdown for the Wildcats, and no one's going to get him. The PAT is no good. Not a problem, right? Sonora's still up 6, but there's still time. One last chance for Escalon with under 40 seconds to go, down 6. Rosevink looking for some extra time, and he just chucks it up to his guy, Owen Nash, in the back of the end zone, who makes the game-winning catch. He's inbounds. PAT good! And that would do it. Escalon comes back to win their third straight section title, 35-34.
Oh, it was a great team win. You know, we needed our defense to make a stop, and number 5, he came up with one of the biggest plays, besides number 13's catch in the back of the end zone. But you know, our defense, they got us that pick 6, and that was what kept us in the game, baby.
Brian Mueller here at Vista Del Lago Wednesday afternoon for Game 2 of a 3-game set between the host Eagles and Del Campo. Vista won the first meeting in extras, and this one would be tight as well. Eagles already up a run in the second when Sam Anderson finds some empty real estate in left. That plates another Anderson. Drew hustles in for Vista's second run of the game. Top 3 now. The Cougars have a run on the board, and they get some more thanks to Thomas Martinez. Hammers this to dead center. That scores both runners. Tyler Moore making the turn, and that gives Del Campo a 3-2 lead. But the Eagles strike back, bottom 4. Sam Anderson with a liner to left. That scores the other Anderson again. Anderson's all around as we're tied at 3. But Vista isn't done in the inning. Aiden Santos just sneaks this into center. Anderson comes home with the go-ahead run, and it's 4-3 Vista. But back come the Cougs in the next inning. Anthony Martinez just gets enough of this to sneak it past the infield, and that ties it back up at 4. Later in the inning, Jordan Jacobson jacks this to right, short hops the wall. That plates Martinez, and Del Campo is up 5-4. Bottom 6 now. Vista trying to rally, but the Cougar defense on the prowl. Anthony Martinez with an outstanding catch and right to keep the bases clean. Bottom 7, high drama. Eagles down to their last out, but they have 2 on. Drew Anderson up, and he goes oppo to left, and it is down. Spencer Marr coming around from first, and he will score the game-winning run. A walk-off win for the Eagles, and they take it 6-5 in dramatic fashion. Anderson's 4th hit of the game, the biggest for Vista.
The Division III Girls Water Polo Finals between Christian Brothers and Ripon, and the Falcons goalie Logan Tiska singing the national anthem. Ripon gets off to a hot start. Mia Sickler-Lopez scores an unbelievable goal. She was even impressed with herself in that one. Then Sickler-Lopez is on the fast break all alone. You don't want to leave her alone. Tuning out the Ripon just like that. But Christian Brothers get some revenge as they get on the board as Madeline Brennan scores here, and it's a 2-1 ball game. Falcons, here we come. But Ripon goes on a bit of a run in the second half. Mia reminded me of that new Taylor Swift song. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. Sickler Lopez was a thorn in the Christian Brothers side. Her last goal here gives Ripon a 6-4 advantage. With a minute to go in the game, Carolyn Krause finds Lena Fulton, and she puts it in as the Falcons go into overtime, tied up to 6. Right before the end of the first part of overtime, goalie Logan Tiska reaches back and scores a goal. Falcons lead 8-6. With time winding down the last part of overtime, Ripon down 1, but not for long. Crystal Lynn Tran scores the goal, and we go into another overtime. We're in the second overtime. It's Mia Stickler-Lopez scoring in sudden death, and that would do it. The ladies from Ripon Christian pull it out in lots of overtimes to win the D3 title.
Very excited just because it's my senior year. It's like the last time I'll be playing in high school. And I really just wanted to bring home the banner, our first ever of Ripon High history. And I'm just so excited.
SMUD is leading the nation in clean power, so each week SMUD teaches us how we could save energy.
Here is this week's Clean Power City Tip, powered by SMUD.
My name is Dylan Saucedo from Casa Roble High School, and here's this week's Clean Power City Tip. Unplug small appliances and electronics, like coffee makers and printers when not in use. These items continue using power as long as they're plugged in. SMUD is leading the nation in clean power. Learn more at cleanpowercity.org.
Coming up, Grant playing for its first state title game since 2008.
Then the incredible section title game in basketball with Sheldon and Elk Grove. Our special New Year's edition of 49ers Sac-Hi Sports. We'll be right back.
Summer's in full swing. Remember, SMUD's peak hours are 5 to 8 p.m. weekdays when electricity use is the highest. Shift some of your electricity usage to mid and off-peak hours when it costs less and renewable energy is plentiful. It's good for your bill, protects the environment, and helps our community too. Let's work together to save energy this summer. Learn more at smud.org/time of day.
Commitment, performance, pride. Roseville Hyundai is thrilled to be the feature sponsor of this week's Sac-Hi Players of the Week. We take great pride in recognizing each of your accomplishments as part of our continued effort to support the community. Come see the electrifying new lineup at Roseville Hyundai. From EVs and hybrids to our fuel cell vehicle, Hyundai Nexo. We've got you covered. Claim yours today.
Score that touchdown and run it up again. Score that touchdown and run it up again. SF-Niners, we just win. SF-Niners, we just win. I'm from that field, I'm from that field. 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 I'm from that field.
It's pretty safe to say the Grant football team this season was the Cinderella team of the section. Grant had just one win in the 2021 season and had not had a winning year since 2016.
Yeah, but that all changed this year. Grant won a section title and made it all the way to the state title game. Our Brian Mueller covered the game as our SunPower Electric game. Let's look back on how the Grant season ended.
Electric game.
Robert and Aubrey home field advantage was taken to an all-new level last year when in the 10 state championship games contended in the northern section, all 10 teams from the north won. Same deal in the south with those 5 teams. So that's good news for Grant here in our SunPower Electric game. For the visiting Tigers, they boast the highest rated QB in the state. Darian Dortch has thrown for 43 touchdowns to just 2 interceptions. But the Pacers have a pretty good one as well in senior Joseph JoJo McCray. He's gone for 48 touchdowns and just 5 picks. And they'll need JoJo to be at his best if the Pacers are going to take home the 3AA title. We'll pick it up late in the second with Grant up 8-6. Dortch showing off that efficient arm, fits this into a tight window to Dylan Gresham. That's his 30th touchdown catch of the season and second of the game. 13-8 Tigers. It's 20-8 now in the third, but Grant on the move. McRae throws it way up there, down the sideline to Kingston Lopa, Kingham, and the Pacers are down by just 4. A little under 5 minutes to go in the game. Grant on the doorstep again. His name is Joshua Hamilton, and he gives Grant the lead right back, but you knew it wouldn't be that easy. On the first play of the Tigers' next drive, Dortch finds Gresham in the middle of the field, and that's trouble. This guy's only a junior. His third offensive touchdown of the night gives the lead right back to San Jacinto, 26-24 with 4:23 to play. Grant back on the attack again inside the 10. Kyrell Goss-Pruitt takes this direct snap, and he will not be denied. We have another lead change, 30-27 Grant with 2:06 remaining. Could this possibly get any more intense? The answer is yes, because San Jacinto gets down the field quickly, and Dortch will do the honors himself, running in for the go-ahead score. 34-30 Tigers with a minute left. Grant gets good field position on their ensuing drive. Less than 30 seconds left from the 9. JoJo to Kyle Ryan. He's short, but the Pacers have his back, pushing him into the end zone, and Grant has a 2-point lead with 19 seconds left. One last chance for the Tigers, final play of the game, but Hakeem Reynolds ices it for the Pacers. There were 5 lead changes in the final 5 minutes, but Grant gets the most important one, winning 36-34 in an all-time classic game.
I thought they was going to have us at the 1-yard line. Lineman came back, pushed me in the back, pushed me in the end zone. Just a wonderful moment.
I'm not going to lie, I had some heavy emotions too because I came in there and started pushing too. So I was trying to get KJ in there. Y'all heard that roar right when he got in the end zone. So emotions was high right there.
Reporting in Sacramento for the Sun Power Electric game, Brian Mueller, 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Parker Green here at Elk Grove High School for the rematch. Huskies versus the Thundering Herd. First quarter, Elk Grove came out strong. Amir Britton to Isaiah King, who knocks down the three-pointer. A few minutes later, it's Britton who gets it on the wing himself and cashes in on a 3-ball to extend the Elk Grove lead. This game was only decided by 2 points last time, so we knew Sheldon wouldn't back down. Jaden Woodard gets the board, and the ball goes all the way around the circle 2 times and drops 12-9 Elk Grove. After 1 second quarter, Troy Crichton came out firing. He drives the lane and gets the tough finish to go. Sheldon up 22-20 at the break. Third quarter, what a strong start to it. Amir with a two-handed flush. Here comes Elk Grove. Thundering Herd up 2 now. Britton to Carlos Cepeda in the quarter, and he nails a 3 to put Elk Grove up 31-26. To the fourth we go. Amir taking it up top, the deep 3, and that kid's got range. Elk Grove leads by 9 with 3 minutes to go, but that's when Sheldon turned it on. Down 4 with a minute to go. Tyrese Daniels drives the lane. The no-look pass, what a clutch play to Jaden. Huskies only trail by 2. Next possession, down 40-42. Tyrese says, "Get off me," steps back, and ice in his veins, he ties it up. So Sheldon with 1 chance to win this thing. Under 10 seconds, tie game at 42, and Josiah Johnson calls game with 4.4 seconds. An absolute thriller of a part 2 to this rivalry. I caught up with Sheldon after the win.
Stanford Healthcare brings us important tips so athletes can perform at their very best.
Here's Dr. Stephen Weiss with this week's Stanford Health Tip.
There's been a dramatic increase in shoulder and elbow overuse injuries. Pitchers are at the greatest risk. In fact, pitchers have a 25 times greater risk of arm injury when their arm is tired or in pain. To prevent these injuries, you shouldn't throw more than 100 innings per year if throwing from 60 feet. You should take off 4 months per year, avoiding also playing catcher. Be sure to always stretch and warm up prior to pitching, know proper pitching mechanics, and follow all pitch count and rest guidelines.
Coming up, the girls from Oak Ridge and Folsom playing for the section title in basketball.
Then we'll look back on Jaden Knox, the inspirational wrestler from Mountain House, when 49ers Sac-Hi Sports returns.
At Tracy Toyota, we're not just devoted to selling cars. We're committed to our community. We're donating $100,000 to help local organizations in Tracy. We call it Champions Thinking Heroes, like Grace Church, who serves the local community. We're even donating $50 for every vehicle sold. Shop our great lineup of new Toyotas in person or at tracytoyota.com and get specials like this during the Toyotathon is On sales event. Tracy Toyota, with you all the way.
Right now, my electrical bill is about $10 a month. This is definitely one of the best investment we did in our house.
All over the country, people are taking control over their electric bills by going solar with SunPower. We offer the most efficient, durable panels on the market, so you can see a return on your investment every month.
I was paying $220 a month. Now I pay about $22 a month.
Right now, 49ers faithful get a $1,000 Visa reward card from SunPower. Go online today.
Oak Ridge and Folsom are Sierra Foothill League rivals. The two teams split the league championship after both finished 9-1 in league with wins against each other. And as luck would have it, the Trojans and Bulldogs would eventually meet in the section title game.
And the finish was just as insane as we could have imagined. The Trojans, Tegan Brown, going up against the Bulldogs, Michaela Jackson.
Let's get right down to it. G1 Center is full of excitement and anticipation for the fourth matchup between these two teams. Here we go. From the gate, Ella Ray to Abby Hilwig for the three. Folsom would answer and take back the lead here on Michaela Jackson's jumper, assisted by Ava Rollins. Then Folsom goes up by 7 when Jackson connects with Chelsea Ching for a three-pointer on the wing. With under a minute to go till half, Tegan Brown pushes it over to Lauren Marsh, and she nails this three. Trojans down 5. Third quarter now, Folsom goes up 29-25 when Rollins with the sweet dish to Sophia Minderman. With time winding down the third, Oak Ridge storms all the way back as Brown throws it to Liv Jagerson, who just gets the shot off before the buzzer, and that gave the Trojans a 30-29 lead. OR then extends the lead to 5, but that's wiped out when Ava Rollins hits the three. Then Brown with a steal, and she lays it in. Downtown's more like Midtown. Then Oak Ridge pulls ahead by 9 when Brown finds the open Sophia Williams, who splashes in the three-pointer. Folsom down 4 late in the game. Ella Yorite goes up and gets the foul and makes it. It's now a 1-point game. Folsom with the last-second shot. It's no good. Oak Ridge goes on to win a thriller. We caught up with some exciting Trojans after the game.
I definitely thought we could get it done.
Yeah, we beat them before, and we knew what we could do out there, and it was a tough match. But
it's always a tough match against them. It's every minute.
Yeah.
Every week we bring you stories of athletes who inspire us.
One of our most memorable stories from 2022 was a female wrestler from Mountain House. Jaden Knox bounced around from home to home and even landed in the foster care system. But she never gave up on her mom, who is fighting tooth and nail to be reunited with her daughter. It's the first wrestling match of the season for Jaden Knox. Competing in the 170-pound weight class, this moment is a culmination of all of her hard work.
I started off at 235s, and over quarantine, my mindset was to drop weight so I could wrestle where I was capable of winning. And now this year, I'm at 170s, and I know I'll dominate. I know I will.
The Mountain House senior is self-driven, motivated, and independent, all by design. Her mom and dad both were not in her life growing up.
For as long as I can remember. She wasn't really a part of my life. I would see her here and there, but I really couldn't build a bond, a forever lasting bond, or just a temporary bond with her because it would be cut off in the moment.
Jaden was placed in the care of her grandfather as her mother battled a drug addiction. But Jaden's freshman year, she entered the foster care system and was placed in a home.
Very awkward. When I moved into my home, being with that family, they really try to accept me and make me a part of their family, but I couldn't do it. I knew my mom would get me back at some point. So I had faith in her, and she carried it out. She got it.
Obviously, it was nothing of Jaden's doing. I had an addiction I needed to fight, and I needed Jaden to be stable. I needed her to have the upbringing that I had. I needed her to know that even though I couldn't be a part of her life at the moment, I needed to go somewhere to get better.
Today, Jaden's mom, Cynthia, is 13 years sober. And after a long, arduous battle in the court system, she won custody when Jaden was a sophomore.
I gave up a couple of times. I was ready to say they're just well off where they're at. They're better. I'll see them when I see them. When they turn 18, they can come home. But it wasn't until I moved here with my cousin, Laura welcomed me into her home, and she built me to be a better person.
You know, when Cindy went through that time, it was really hard for her, and of course for the rest of the family, for us to see her go through that. I think ultimately when Cindy had decided that she was ready for a new life, I wanted to be sure that I was supportive and helpful of that.
And when the calling came for us to get Jaden, I had everything I needed. I had the support. I had the means, the financial means. I had the mental for it. I was ready.
Cynthia's cousin Laura opened up her home to the mother and daughter, and now they all live together in Mountain House with Laura's son.
One of the greatest joys I have is to sit and hear them laughing and having a good time and enjoying each other's company. I think that makes all of the challenges definitely worthwhile.
You have your fights, but that made us stronger and that made our bond stronger. And now we're really best friends. That's my mom, it's my everything. That's my best friend.
I didn't know what she had gone through. I didn't know the sports she was playing. I didn't know her grades, her GPA. I didn't know her favorite color. So I had to learn all that in a matter of like months just so I can get to know her. But when we got into sports is where we clicked.
Jaden also played 3 years of football at Mountain House. Head coach Jabari Carr put her in the trenches.
People use her stories as motivation, and she's one that like everybody can see it, right? And everybody doesn't know her story, but one thing they know is that she's tough. And what I'm able to know, knowing her, is that she's tough because of what she's been through.
She is everything that I wanted in a child. She's resilient. She is strong. She is smart beyond her means. She's just all around wonderful kid. She really is.
At the end, that's my mom. I'm gonna be just like her. Look-wise too, like it's my mom. I love her. If anything, I love her, and that's all I can say.
Jaden Knox is self-driven, motivated, and independent. Now with a strong family unit, she's ready to grapple with whatever life throws at her. And knowing her, Jaden will always win.
Coming up, the high-scoring Valley Oak League Championship game with Manteca and Central Catholic.
Then you'll see one of the biggest wins in St. Mary's history when we come back.
Trevor was born a champion. He knows how to make lemonade from lemons. He also knows that comfort is all year round. So sometimes when you can't make lemonade, you make hot chocolate. Today, Trevor is proud to be a service champion. We're now offering a $58 2-for-1 special. You'll get a comprehensive AC tune-up and a free furnace safety inspection. High five service, champion attitude. Call 800-5-CHAMPS.
'49ers Sac-Hi Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Stanford Medicine, #1 in Northern California for orthopedics, and by SunPower, a proud sponsor of the San Francisco 49ers. Welcome back to Levi Stadium. It wouldn't be a best of show without showing highlights of one of the best players in the section. For the first 2 seasons of 49ers Sac-Hi Sports, Blake Nicholson was lighting up your television screen, winning our Defensive Player of the Year his junior year and All-Around Player of the Year for his senior year.
Yeah, he got a lot of airtime.
A lot, yeah. Well-deserved.
I was starting to get a little bit jealous. It was always a highly anticipated matchup when the linebacker running back went up against league opponent Central Catholic. The Raiders had a dominant running back of their own this season who took home our Offensive Player of the Year award. Tyler Jacklich The Nicholson-Jacklich matchup made for an exciting game to decide the Valley Oak League title this season.
Packed house in Manteca, and the Buffaloes were riding high and ready to take on the Raiders. Opening drive in Manteca's got this guy. Anybody heard of Blake Nicholson? Well, if you haven't been, you're living under a rock for the past year. Blake had a huge night. This TD from 59 yards out. Buffaloes lead. There's a lot of scoring in this one. We skip ahead to Manteca leading 20-7. Central Catholic goes to Tyler Jacklich, and this man can scoot. 50-yard run. The Raiders trail by 6. Second quarter now. Nicholson takes the pitch, bounces outside, and he's gone. The Florida State commit scores his 4th touchdown of the half, and the Buffs lead at 28-14. With under a minute to go in the half, Jacklich punches it in for the score. Raiders trail by 6 at the half. Third quarter now. After a Central Catholic score, the Raiders get the ball back. Tyler Wentworth to the air and hits Trace Hernandez for the 63-yard TD. CC leads it. But Blake was like, not so fast, man. Nicholson was the man, scoring 7 touchdowns in the game and rushing for 410 yards. He ties the game up at 42, but the Raiders had an answer. Wentworth, the smooth-looking lefty, drops this one, the breadbasket of Jalen Nichols. He was last week's inspirational athlete, and this week he's Central Catholic's inspirational one too. One more time, Jacklich scores his 4th touchdown of the night, and that would do it. The dishes are done, man. 56-49 is your final. And now I bring you Strawberry.
All right, Central Catholic right here, still undefeated in league, and I'm going to steal something their coach said. How about them Raiders? All right, let me talk to Tyler right here. 4 touchdowns to your name tonight. Was this the battle you thought? You're coming in facing a 7-0 undefeated team. Is this what you expected?
I mean, yeah, we trained maybe a little bit harder because of the 7-0 record, but if I'm being honest, we practice for every team the exact same way. Regardless of if you're 0-7 and 7-0, we're all going to give 100% effort in practice, and we're going to make our checks, we're all going to watch film, and we're going to make sure we're ready for the game.
Love it. Let me talk to another Tyler, the guy throwing the ball around. You are not afraid. You are not afraid to run that ball or head downfield and receive.
Thank you.
You guys are down 6 points at halftime. I want to know what coach said to get you guys fired up to come through with a win like you guys did.
I think it starts with practice. Obviously, our O-line, they do a great job, and our defense really played well in the second half. So I think it's a team effort, and I'm just glad to be a part of it.
This was a never say die, never quit moment, wasn't it?
Oh, totally. We stuck through it to the end.
Yeah, you did. Let me talk to Toby over here. Mari over here. We're gonna change your name to Toby. You got a touchdown tonight. You got a QB who spreads the ball around. Everybody eats. Yeah. What's it like having a QB and a play caller on the sideline, knowing that at any moment you can get tapped on the shoulder to step up for the team?
I mean, it's great, having a quarterback like Tyler, he's explosive with his arm, so he's going to get the ball everywhere it needs to be. And for our wide receivers, I mean, we have athletes all around the board, so the ball could go anywhere, and we're going to make plays.
This was a great road game, wasn't it?
Yes.
All right, these are the Raiders. My name is Strawberry from V101.1 and the new KISS 107.9. These champs are going to send it back to you with a victory cheer.
B-O-L! 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 B-O-L!
Undefeated St. Mary's looking to make history Friday night as the Rams go up against De La Salle. The Spartans early in the first and deep in Rams territory. Charles Greer plows his way through the line, ruled just short of the goal line, but DLS scores on the next play and goes up 7-0. The De La defense on the field, and on the next Rams drive, the Rams quarterback gets smothered by Chris Biller, and De La Salle would lead it 14-0 after 1. In the second quarter, Samson Hunkin finding a cutting Nasiri Danielson. Danielson snags it and moves the chains for the Rams. The next connection puts 6 on the board. Sam to Nas, who dives in for the end zone and breaks the plane. St. Mary's is on the board. De La Salle's next possession, it's handed off to the running back. The ball is fumbled right into the hands of Lucas Healy, and the St. Mary's offense gets the ball back, and here come the Rams. Hunkin throws left to a well-covered Caden Ward. Ward reaches over defender to haul it in, and the Rams tie this game up at 14. De La Salle hops right back on top with 3 minutes left in the first half. Carson Suesue, the Spartans quarterback, built tall and tough, spins and shakes off multiple defenders before finding the end zone, but this game would be all knotted up at 21 at the half. 7 minutes into the third quarter, Suesue sees Cooper Flanagan, and the 6'6" senior knocks 2 Rams to the ground before making a break for it. The Notre Dame-bound tight end outruns everyone on his way to pay dirt, and that puts De La Salle up 27-24. But it's a back-and-forth battle, and on the following Ram possession, David Rasmussen in at quarterback hits Brooks Wheatley in the flat, and Brooks finds room to run up the sideline. Wheatley on his way in for his 5th receiving touchdown on the year. It gives the Rams back the lead. And Wheatley isn't done. Hunkin this time finds Wheatley in the end zone, and St. Mary's takes home the win over De La Salle. The celebration begins. 45-35, the final in Stockton. Here's Hunkin after the game.
We just played, we had each other's back the whole time. You know, it just feels good to know that my brothers have my back and I have theirs, and it just showed tonight.
Coming up, Whitney down by 4 runs in the bottom of the 7th. How did this one end?
Then we'll take you back to the story of Omari Nesbitt and Isaiah Griffin. 49ers Sac-Hi Sports will be back in a moment.
They were called the Cardiac Cats, and for good reason. Whitney baseball played in 12 one-run games last season. One of the most memorable was the section semifinal game against St. Mary's.
The Rams were stacked with incredible talent, including the Fullerton-bound catcher Max Ortega. St. Mary's got out to a sizable lead early before the game took a dramatic turn.
And this was for sure a good game to start off this show. Whitney and St. Mary's in the quarterfinals of D1. Let's get after it. The Rams, Caleb Velo starts this thing off with a bang. A runner on first. Caleb finds a hill in left field. A no-doubter. Rams on top 2-0. And in the third, it's Max Ortega's turn to go yard. Hit high and deep to right center, and that ball is gone. An opposite field home run for the Fullerton-bound catcher. The Rams now lead it 4-0. Meanwhile, Michael Quaidens was lights out on the mound. He would not allow a hit in his 4 innings of work. We're just going to go right ahead to the bottom of the 7th. 3 straight walks, loads the bases for Whitney, and 4 in a row gives the Wildcats their first run of the day. Now a 3-run game with the tying run at first. 2 outs. Jace Gilmore gets the base hit the Wildcats were looking for. Jacob P. scores, and everyone moves up a station. Tying run at second, they call him Sugar Shane Saunders, and Shane slaps one through the left side. Luke Euler scores a play at the plate. Dylan Castellanos scores. The Wildcats score 4 to tie this game up. But Whitney wanted to do more than just tie. They wanted to walk it off, and Jax Jimenez says, "I got you." The sophomore with a base hit to right, and the Wildcats win their second straight playoff game in walk-off fashion, scoring all 5 runs in the bottom of the 7th. Jax, how do you feel?
That was awesome. I thought my heart was going to beat out of my chest right there. I can't lie. I knew about it. I was thinking in the dugout. I was like, if it gets to it, it's going to be 4-4. Second and third, Shane got the hit. They started it, and I just finished it. Team effort. That's 2 comebacks in a row. I mean, we were shut out until the 7th with what? 1 hit. We just got fire. We're young. We play hard. We're going to come back every single game. We're never out of it.
That was an exciting game. Now time to feature our next inspirational athletes. Our sports reporter Brian Mueller introduced us to the incredible duo of Omari Nesbitt and Isaiah Griffin from Burbank basketball.
Omari and Isaiah are stepbrothers, and if you can believe it, both finished their season with 22.4 points a game. The two are inseparable, so when Omari and Isaiah were separated, it was hard times for these 2 stars.
Smack. Away from the bright lights, the screaming crowds, and the hardwood floors, this is where Burbank seniors Omari Nesbitt and Isaiah Griffin learned the game of basketball.
We don't ever need a gym. We be outside all the time. Like, we grew up with no gym. Like, we never be in the gym. We always be outside.
Kind of helped us make it more hungry. Everybody else get to go to the gym, get a shoot machine. We got to go grab our own rebounds. We got to fight. Like, we got to get everything out the mud. Everybody else can get spoon-fed.
Their skills refined and resolve hardened on the concrete court, a scene that has played out countless times over the years. You'll rarely see one without the other. But Isaiah and Omari's bond goes beyond basketball. They're also stepbrothers, but in name only.
I don't look at him as a stepbrother. That's like my blood brother, right?
He mean a lot to me. Like, if I lose him, I don't know what I would flip.
Sheree Rushton is Omari's mother, once a standout softball player at Valley High, and Ben Griffin is Isaiah's father, one of the area's most prolific scorers at Burbank in the 90s. When their families came together 12 years ago, Isaiah and Omari had an instant connection.
For me, it was like, okay, how we gonna work this? You know, they act like they've known each other for years. You know, it was no arguments. I think they probably argued or fought maybe one time since I think they were like 7.
The perfect match. That's why some people say opposites attract. It's that right there.
Omari is, I mean, people call him an introvert. You know, he's quiet, you know, kind of stays to himself, which is a good thing. Isaiah's outgoing. They're two different, totally different people. But when they're on the court, it's together.
It's a symmetry that is intangible.
It's like telekinetic. You don't see them communicating with each other, but it's like they know each other on the court.
And statistical. Isaiah is averaging 22.6 points per game. Omari, 22.3. Isaiah averages 4.1 assists per game. Omari has 4. The brothers push each other, and that goes beyond the court.
Omari had a 4.0, not on the court. He had a 4.0. Then next time the grades came out, Isaiah had a 4.0. And that's what you need. You need somebody to compete with, even on your own team and your own family, especially when it's in your family, because it's always going to be positive.
He pushed me to go harder, and I pushed him to go harder. He helped me get better, and I helped him get better.
That's the way things were for Isaiah and Omari, always together, until 2016. Isaiah had to move to Virginia with his mother. The brothers were apart for the next 4 years.
It was tough transition. I missed everybody, my whole family. It was rough at first, but I kind of got used to it. But then I still miss my family, still out here. So
it was hard. It was like I missed them a lot. It was very hard.
Ben went through a lot during that period. I went through a lot emotionally, the kids, because you're basically taking their best friend away. It was hard. It was tough. I mean, the kids had to go to counseling. It was tough.
Things aren't perfect in life and basketball. They don't always work out. Not every shot goes in. But for every miss, there's a chance at a rebound. And Omari never gave up hope that his brother would return.
In my head, deep down, I always knew one day he'll come back. So I always stayed positive and just waited and stayed patient.
Omari's patience paid off when Isaiah came back last year, and the two have led Burbank to a 17-8 regular season record in their senior seasons.
And once Isaiah came, it was just like, okay, I'm here now, you know.
I got my Batman, I got my Robin.
Right.
Either one, either how you could take it, Batman or Robin.
Well, Omari got his brother back last year. He also lost someone very special. His grandfather, Raymond Rushton, passed away suddenly in October of last year. Omari has decided to dedicate his senior season to his grandfather's memory.
He told me, you're going to the league, you're going pro. Just keep working. Every game, I play for him.
Omari hopes to honor his grandfather by making it to the NBA. But before that, the Burbank brothers have plenty left to accomplish on the high school court and beyond.
I mean, they got so much growth going on. It's, the next level where they go, wherever they go, it's going to be a little learning curve, but I know they're going to fit right in.
And just like everything else, they want to take that journey together. Are you guys a package deal?
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Yeah. That's what brothers got to do. We got to stick together no matter what. Brothers always got to stick together.
Reporting in Sacramento, Brian Mueller, 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Coming up, the thriller in the softball section title game with St. Francis and Del Oro.
Yep, that was a good one. And later we have the plays of the year for you, so stick around.
Every day, the sun comes up. And right on cue, the work begins. We start every morning, knowing full well we are in it for the long haul. Our work is a labor of love. No task too small, no moment uncherished. And although we're not often thanked, we rest knowing that our work is making a brighter future. This is more than milk.
Brought your baseball glove to basketball practice, but turned out to be football practice? Game on, junk sleep. During Mattress Firm's Dream December sale, get a king bed for the price of a queen or a queen for a twin and save up to $700 on top brands. Plus, get a free adjustable base with qualifying Sealy purchase. Only at Mattress Firm, the official sleep partner of the San Francisco 49ers.
Score that touchdown and run it up again. Score that touchdown and run it up again. That's Sac-Niners, we just win. I'm from that field.
Welcome back. We rewind back to the 2022 spring season now with the twin battery mates from St. Francis, Grace and Hope Jenkins. Hope the pitcher and Grace the catcher, both playing college ball this spring at UConn.
The Twins taking their team all the way to the section title game where the Trubies took on Del Oro. The Golden Eagles with the incredible senior Haley Engelbrecht, and the finish was exciting.
Electric game.
The final softball game on Saturday played at Sac City College, the D2 title game between St. Francis and Del Oro. Top of the first, 2 on for Kayla Garber, and that's a base hit down the left field line. Francesca Guerrera scores 1-0 Troubadours. But Haley Engelbrecht erases that early Truby lead with one swing. That is a 2-run shot for the senior. This game turns out to be a slugfest. Grace Jenkins in the top of the second hits a deep fly ball to center field, and it one-hops the fence. That long ball brings home 2. Gracie into third with a triple. It's 4-2 St. Francis, but not for long. This Engelbrecht single in the bottom of the fourth puts the Golden Eagles back on top, Haley's third RBI in the day. Next batter is Olivia Rubison, and that is a fair ball. Rubison with the base knock, Engelbrecht making her way all the way home from first base. It's 7-4 Del Oro after the inning. The Golden Eagles making it hurt. Bottom of the sixth, Kendall Manley at the plate, and she hits a deep long ball to center, and she kisses that goodbye. It's 10-4 Del Oro when Hope Jenkins gets her 9th strikeout of the day to end the inning. So the Golden Eagles have a 6-run lead heading into the top of the 7th. 1 out. Gracie Jenkins was close to hitting 1 out earlier, and she makes sure that one clears the fence. A 2-run shot makes it a 5-run ball game. 2 more hits later brings up freshman Claire Crotein, and that one goes out of here. Down to the final out with the tying run at second. It is a 1-run ball game. Haley Kim clobbers this ball to right field, and Gabrielle Enyart tracks it down. Del Oro takes the Division II crown. Here is Kendall Manley.
It honestly feels incredible. Ever since freshman year, we've been fighting for this. We got 2 years taken away from us. Freshman year, we made it to the championship game and lost, so it honestly feels great. And this group of girls is the best girls I've ever been with, so it's been awesome.
Tracy Area Sports coverage is presented by Tracy Toyota off Freeway 205 in Tracy, with you all the way.
Brian Mueller here at Cosumnes River College for the D4 girls final between Kimball and Pioneer Wednesday night. Nothing doing for either team until the final 2:30 of regulation. Allison Thompson on the free kick and Emily Chacon on the other end of it to head it in. Jaguars up 1-0 heading into stoppage time. But the Patriots could not be stopped. Carla Brambila gets loose in the middle, but a great challenge by keeper Jordan Clare. Isabella Musakil sends it back in, and it's Brambila redirecting it for the score in the final seconds. We're heading to overtime. It was a scoreless 2 OT period, so we go to penalty kicks. The 2 teams are tied going into the 5th shooters, and it's Pioneers goalie Melissa Tamayo on the case for the Pats. She delivers, and now she has a chance to win it with a save. Jags trying to answer, but it's Tamayo with the denial. She gets the game-winning score and stop as Pioneer wins the sectional title. Not bad for someone that just started playing goalie this year.
It really feels amazing because I haven't been playing keeper for a very long time. It feels really relieving because it's my last year playing.
Remember, all of the game footage we shoot is available for purchase on our website. Go to 49ersachisports.com and we will send it to you digitally.
Follow us on social media for lots of fun content and exciting highlights. Our Instagram story is a great way to keep updated on scores, news, and so much more. 49ers.Sac-Hi is our handle on Instagram and Twitter. Coming up, we will look back on the baseball player from Vanden just beginning his fight with cancer.
Then it's the top 10 plays of the season as 49ers Sac-Hi Sports rolls along. Welcome back to the NBC Sports Studio here at Levi Stadium. Just as the Vanden baseball season was beginning, one player's season was ending.
Tristan Castro was told he would have to step away from the field and battle an entirely different type of opponent. Last April, our Parker Ream brought us the story of Tristan Castro and the team that had his back.
When you watch from behind the fence, it's easy to see why Vanden is quickly turning heads in the Monticello Empire League.
You know, we had a strong team coming into this season. We were kind of defending the MEL championship that we won last year.
The Vikings are in great position to defend that title, with every swing of the bat becoming more important as the season draws to a close.
The guys have answered to the bell. They've put in a lot of work from fall all the way through winter break. You know, everyone's made their mark on this team.
But the most important swing of the season already happened.
I was just excited. It was kind of not a once-in-a-lifetime thing, but something that I've been waiting for.
In the opening game against American Canyon.
It was the bottom of the 5th inning when Tristan doubled down the left field line, driving in 2 runs.
Vanden Jr. Tristan Castro's 2 RBI double was his first career varsity hit, something that his friends thought would be just the spark he needed.
To come in from the bench and to get that double, and I bet it really filled him up and it felt good for him.
Tristan had high hopes as well, finally getting to play with teammates he's known his whole life.
I've played with these seniors since I was a freshman, so this team means a lot to me. They're like family.
Tristan was poised to fight for a spot on the team, but it was the fight within his own body that took up his time.
Again, it was a hard conversation to hear. You're kind of full of different emotions and shock.
I'll continue to say this, but if I could switch places with him, I totally would.
Just 2 weeks after his first hit, Tristan and his family took a hit of their own. Doctors diagnosed Tristan with alveolar rhabdomyosarcoma, or ARMS. ARMS is a type of cancer that originates in the arms and legs and requires intense treatment.
It's a feeling that you can't describe. It's kind of just like you're running through all these emotions. You're not happy at all, but you're just sad, you're mad, and then you go back to being sad. It's kind of like a lot of emotions running through your head.
I feel helpless at times because I don't know how to help him. I don't know what to do.
The diagnosis sat Tristan down for the rest of the baseball season. But while it would be easy to just accept defeat, Tristan's positivity shined a positive light.
His positivity and he was just always positive.
He's full force. He's all gas, no brakes. That's how Tristan is. And I think he 100% will beat this.
Word of Tristan's disease spread quickly throughout the Vanden community, and they responded in a huge way, with teams in the MEL also lending their hands in support throughout the past few weeks.
Opponents from Vacaville, Benicia, Wilsey Wood, all our MEL teams have really kind of chipped in and showed their support in the community and towards Tristan and the family. So it doesn't surprise me that our community has responded as much as they have, and it's been a real blessing to see that.
Nearly 4 weeks after the diagnosis, the Vanden community showed out in full force, honoring Tristan with a special ceremony before the varsity game against Fairfield and capping it off with an honorary first pitch.
All right, give it up for Tristan.
Just to have a day for me, I would expect that to be like my birthday, but I mean, it's really cool these shirts are cool. They're just supporting me. It's crazy.
The baseball community in Solano County has just been fantastic. It's huge, and this whole event right here, it means a lot.
Tristan's season may be over, but the message remains the same. Keep fighting and make every hit count.
He will finish the season batting a perfect 1,000. His slugging percentage of 2,000, and his OPS 3,000. Those sound like numbers to someone who's going to beat cancer.
With a community that's T-Cat strong behind him, I like those odds too. Reporting in Fairfield, Parker Ream, 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Hey, T-Cat on me! T-Cat on 3! 1, 2, 3, T-Cat!
Coming up, we'll count down our top 10 plays of the year.
How about this one? Stick around to find out.
Time now for the top 10 plays of the fall season.
I'm looking forward to this. Our Brian Mueller and Nick Pecoraro break down the best of the best from all of the plays from the fall season.
Happy
Happy New Year from us here at 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
That's right, and since it was just hours ago that the ball dropped, we can't say the same for athletes across the Sac-Joaquin section who've been making plays all season long.
And speaking of plays, Nick, let's take a look at the top plays from the second half of 2022.
Let's start out with some honorable mentions. We've got Elijah Huddle from Casa Roble, who takes out 2 defenders with 1 stiff arm, a 35-yard touchdown.
Speaking of arms, another HM comes from D.O., the Golden Eagles' Allie Chandler with the old forearm ball for the point.
And we got some Sac-Hi hoops. It's Shabal Barksdale flying in with the buzzer beater tip-in to beat Oak Ridge in OT. The Dragons have big New Year's resolutions for 2023.
All right, Nick, let's get to our top 10. Starting out in Weston Ranch, Deontay LeBan turns what looks to be a loss on the play to a big gainer. LeBan looking more like a LeCar, and a fast one. He's all the way in for the TD run.
At number 9, we've got Abraham Montez. This Houston hero hauls in a heck of a heave from his Huskies homie. Hello!
Let's head to the pool for number 8. Jesuits Keegan Moore using his spidey sense to know where the goal is on the no-look shot in the Marauders section final win.
Stay at Jesuit for number 7, but we switch to the pitch. Talbot Carter placing it where no one else can touch it. A big-time goal for Big Red.
At number 6, Folsom battling De La Salle and Norcals, and Brian Ray III came to play, holds it in over his shoulder, and gets his feet down to poop for the Bulldogs.
At number 5, Sheldon Scott Nixon has hands like a jukebox because his QB puts another dime in him. Nixon playing all the hits for the Huskies.
At number 4, Escalon down 6 in the final minute of the section final to Sonora. No problem for Owen Nash. Comes up clutch with a back of the end zone catch to tie the game, followed by a PAT to win it. And that would lead to this game and another Nash play. In NorCals against Pleasant Valley, Nash doesn't let double coverage, a tip ball, and the sideline get in the way of the catch. The Cougars would, of course, go on to win the state championship.
At number 3, you might think that this interception is impossible, but Baron Taylor from Indercombe says, I'm possible. An amazing pick by the Tigers Jr.
At number 2, Hannah De Silva from Vista Del Lago Volleyball with a hacky sack save. She can't let it drop, but sooner or later it has to drop, and it does. The volleyball play of the year.
And at number 1, we had to get the state champion Grant Pacers in here. Kingston Lopa. Lopa. Get used to hearing that name a lot. A sensational grab. Kingston Lopa, you get the play of the year.
And what a play it was, and we look forward to seeing many more this year.
And once again, Happy New Year. And as we welcome in 2023, we can say this much for 2022.
The dishes are done, man.
That's the top 10 plays of the year, and that is 49ers Sac-Hi Sports for this week and for 2022. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. I'm Aubrey Tolliver.
And I'm Robert Bronstein. That was fun. Join us next week as we get back to the hardwood with boys and girls hoops as league play starts up. Good night, everyone.